Good day everyone! For today's video tutorial, we're going about to learn the 13 different anatomical movements and on how they executed it properly. By the way, I am Christina Soriano, your instructor for this video.
First things first, let us define what is anatomical movement. Are used to describe the action of muscles upon the skeleton. Muscles contract to produce movement at joints, and the subsequent movements can be precisely described using this terminology. These are the 13 anatomical movements. Let us start with abduction. Is a movement away from the midline of the body or a limb, like spreading the toes or finger apart. Let me show you the proper execution of abduction. As you can see, the limbs pulled away from the midline of the body. Muscles involved are latissimus dorsi, trapezius muscle, biceps brachii, triceps brachii, deltoid, and pectoralis major. Bones involved are clavicle, scapula, and humerus. The second movement is adduction. Is the movement towards the midline of the body, like in bringing the finger or toes together. Let me show you the proper execution of adduction. Remember that abduction and adduction always refer to movements of the appendicular skeleton. The third movements are angular motion and circumduction. Is a movement of a limb in a circular motion, as in swinging an arm around. Let me show you the proper execution of circumduction. Bones and muscles involved are just the same with the abduction and adduction, but has an additional muscle, which is the exterior digitorum. The fourth movement are dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion is the movement of the ankle while elevating the sole as if digging the heel, while plantar flexion is the opposite movement, extending the ankle and elevating the heel as if standing on tiptoes. Let me show you the proper execution of dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Muscles involved are Achilles tendon, gastrocnemius, peroneus longus, tibialis exterior, extensor digitorum, and sartorius. Bones involved are patella, tibia, fibula, tarsus, calcaneus, metatarsal, and phalanges. The fifth movement are elevation and depression. These are the movements when the structure moves in a superior or inferior direction. Let me show you the proper execution of elevation and depression. Muscles involved are trapezius, deltoid, pectoralis major, sternocleidomastoid, latissimus dorsi, and the bones involved are clavicle, scapula, humerus, and shoulder girdle. The sixth movement is extension. Refers to the movement that increases the angle between two body parts. The seventh movement is flexion. This movement is the exact opposite of extension. This refers to a movement that decreases the angle between two body parts. Let me show you the proper execution of extension and flexion. Muscles involved are deltoid, pectoralis major, biceps and triceps brachii, flexor and extensor carpi group, flexor and extension digitorum. The bones involved are clavicle, ulna, radius, scapula, and humerus. The eighth movement is gliding. refers to the movement where two opposing surfaces slide past from each other. Let me show you the proper execution of gliding. These are the muscles involved in gliding, and the bones as well. The ninth movement is opposition. This is the special movement of the thumb and the index finger which enable to grasp and hold an object. Take note, opposition has an antagonistic movement which is called reposition. This is the proper execution of opposition and reposition. Muscles involved are flexor carpi group, extensor digitorium, and extensor carpi group. And the bones involved are carpal, metatarsal, and phalanges. Tenth movement are pronation and supination. Refers to the rotation of the end of the radius and across the anterior surface of ulna. These are the proper execution of pronation and supination. These are the muscles involved: extensor digitorium, extensor carpi group, flexor carpi group. Bones involved are humerus, ulna, carpi, and radius. The 11th movement is protraction. Is the moving apart of the body interiorly in the horizontal plane as in jutting the face forward to gain a distance. Proper execution of protraction and retraction. These are the muscles involved and the bones as well. And lastly, the 13th movement is the rotation. Involves turning the body or limb around the longitudinal axis as in rotating the arm to screw in a light bulb. Proper execution of rotation. These are the muscles involved and the bones as well.
So those are the 13th anatomical movements, and I do hope that you have learned something through this video tutorial. Once again, I am Christina Soriano, and thank you for your attention.